Welcome back. Today, I want to do kind of a New Year's special. I'm going to just do a recap of some of the races that I swam in the past year. I didn't get any races in regionals or any of the meets that I vlogged this past semester, but we're gonna go back to one of three meets, three races that I just stood out to me the past year, like my sophomore year. And one of the races that stood out to me was a 200 free relay that I swam at UCLA. So why this stands out? Because one, it was probably my favorite meet of last year, and two, it was my only 50 free that I went under 23 that I would say was legit because the race beforehand, I feel like these people probably were kind of sneaky. They stopped the timer a little early, so yeah. But anyways, enough about that talk. We're going to be doing a race analysis. So I'm going to be in this lane, in this close lane over here. And we're going to see a good amount of the swimmer before me and the swimmer after me. As you can see, this is 38 seconds, and I probably take about 23 seconds to swim. So you can look at this swimmer right here. His rotation's good, and his head position's low and nice. And I think the fact that his head position's low and nice allows him to rotate quicker. And even when he takes that breath, he manages to sneak back in. And then that's me. As you can see, my transition was probably right on the spot, if not maybe even a little early. The ref, I don't know if there were refs here, but I think this was probably a really close call, I must say. Maybe they do give the benefit of the doubt to me, but yeah, not good to risk it. Well, is it good to risk it? It is a 200 free relay, so you do want to push the exchange. But anyways, let's keep watching. So you can see the others. Well, it's kind of they don't. My friend didn't capture this on the screen, but I kind of break out right there on the 7 meter mark, which is good when it's towards the end of a race. But when you have a dive that gets you to the flags, you don't really want to break out that early. And this kind of sets me up for like not a good lap, I must say. 13, 14, 15, 16. It takes me 16 strokes to swim the first lap, which is something that would probably anger your coaches because you don't take 16 strokes when you have a dive. I think the little kids probably take less strokes on the first lap than I do, which is kind of hilarious in a way. Right? And as you could probably saw my head is a little high. You usually want your head lower, and because a high head could probably be inhibiting the stroke rate, despite the fact that I was probably going at a rate of around like 130 or so per minute. My high head probably inhibited my stroke a little bit. So I turn one, two, three. I pop out right here. I think most swimmers are popping out probably close to seven, or if not, maybe a little later. But I'm popping out right here at the flags, and this is not going to set me up very well. And taking that breath probably also slowed me down a good amount. Yes, I know I try to go for no breathing, but sometimes, especially if you're tired from earlier races, that's something I'll naturally do. And I take around 20 strokes total. Something that, I mean, I guess it's a 50 freestyle. A lot you do take quite a bit of strokes, but usually I don't know if you normally want to hit 20. Like 17 or 18 is probably fine, but 20 is, I guess, a little high. This next swimmer, despite the fact that he does leave a little later than me, and and his underwater is pretty damn good. Like, look at that. That's probably around half of the pool, which is much further than the 7 meters that I went. So I ultimately do have but among the swimmers, the one before me, and the one afterwards, and then our anchor leg went like a 21.87. That guy is insane. The person but then I actually had the second fastest split, mainly because of that pretty aggressive relay takeover. I don't know how I got the time I got, considering the fact that A, my head was that high, B, I had probably really bad efficiency, and then C, I took two breaths instead of one or zero. But I guess sometimes the clock doesn't exactly say how you swim. So yeah. this is, I must say, a very interesting race. And I hope you got enjoyed and saw another aspect of what I like to do nowadays. Unfortunately, the problem is that a lot of our races are not recorded. It's not live streamed. I don't know why. I feel like if people are taking photos, there's got to be someone who would volunteer to live stream a meet. Like, come on. I feel like volunteers or even swimmers themselves would be willing to, because one, it's not hurting. It doesn't take much effort to do, and second, it could be valuable for swimmers like me who enjoy analyzing their race and want to get faster and better as a swimmer. So yeah, that's kind of my perspective. Hope you learned something from this, and perhaps tell me if you want to see more of this. But that's it. Take care.